Good morning, gamers. Welcome back. I am the AMDM Lee. This is my cup of coffee, and you're watching FMTRPG Games. Real quick, again, there's going to be changes to this channel, and I debated even doing a video this morning to trying to get onto our new thing, but then I've done a video every day for the last 7 months. I'm just sitting here going, I need to do a video, man. I really need to do a video. It's just driving me crazy. So I decided to do this. I was starting to get, give me the video. So, what I'm going to do is give you an update on my 2 campaign games that I've got going on right now. I have my Bridgewater Knights, which is on my Sunny Night campaign, which I'm going to try to catch completely up to date on it, as well as my, the Cassiopeia game, which I believe translates into disaster cheese or cheese disaster or something like that, for my Thursday night game. And I'll give you another update tomorrow. That's if I have a Thursday night game tonight, players. What can you do? So, let's start with the Bridgewater Knights. Excuse me. The Bridgewater Knights is... I'm going to probably turn this whole thing into Bridgewater Knights. Bridgewater Knights is probably the longest campaign I've done in a while. It's been very consistent. I've run it with... It started off for another game group, and which I ran every other Saturday for them. And the players that were playing it had decided they wanted to go off into a slightly different direction. They wanted to play another game system. Well, my kids were playing in that game, and I wanted to continue running that game for my kids. And then a couple of the players that played in that game on Saturdays were like, hey, we want to stay playing in this game. So it became an every other Saturday at my house, continually running this game. I now have somewhere, just on the Bridgewater section, I have somewhere in the vicinity of 11 pages of information dealing with just, oh my god, NPCs they've met, shops, just all kinds of things, just mainly a lot of NPCs and shops and things like that. And so I've run it, and they have come, I started them all at first level. The very first thing I ran them through was a little thing, I called it Owlbear Don't Care, where there was an owlbear attacking this, and they were on their way to Bridgewater, and for the first time, and ended up coming across this owlbear who was trying to feed its mates, and they, through a series of dice rolls and such, they were able to get the owlbears to take off, to relocate. They get to Bridgewater. I killed most of the characters. Well, they didn't die, but I have a Tomb of Mosk. No, Tomb of Mashik. Mosk was somebody else. The Tomb of Mashik is a... Well, I guess we'll talk about the Tomb of Mashik for a while. The Tomb of Mashik is a dungeon that I had planned a while back. Mashik is a powerful wizard who had retired. He had a bunch of stuff. He foresaw his death and said, you know what, I don't want to just leave this here. I earned it, so now if somebody wants it, they're going to have to earn it. So he built this tomb, this glass encasement with all of his treasure in it. And around it is this room you walk into, and you decide if there's a treasure you want in there, you have to defeat 3 of these challenges. You defeat these challenges, and then you're allowed access to the treasure room to take 1 item. If you fail 3 challenges, um, one of your items is taken. That's how the dungeon replenishes itself. It magically takes one of your items from you and puts it in the treasure room. So, in Bridgewater, a whole district has evolved around this tomb where adventuring guilds will go in there. They're hired to go in there and retrieve something from the tomb. And they go in there and they go through the challenges. They get something, they come back out. Well, for the last few months, the tomb has been shut down. It shut itself down after an adventuring group, the party, solved every puzzle that was in there. Once they solved all these puzzles, the tomb shut itself down and started rebuilding itself. That's upset a few of the local guilds because now they have no income stream. But it's getting ready to reopen. So, after the party did that, they went around and they've dealt with hags. There was a coven of hags in the city, and apparently somebody was killing them off. Well, they originally started dealing with hags. Oh man, there's so much information there, and it's hard to catch up on all of it in just a small time frame. So they had encounters with hags. First they had encounters with cultists, which they killed all the cultists and took over their base. The base is next to a bar called the Tipsy Drow, which has kind of become the base of operations for my Bridgewater games. A semi-base of operations. There's a character in the Tipsy Drow is very popular with adventuring types. There's a NPC there named Mathis who is he's kind of like a headhunter, I've got, you need somebody to do this, I've got these guys over here, yeah, they can do it. Kind of like an agent for various adventurers. So he hangs out at the Tipsy Drow. He's also kind of a conspiracy nut. So they have dealt with a cult, killed a bunch of hags, run into a beholder, and they are currently dealt with some assassins. Been hired by the mob, which they barely got out of that without too much going on, and are currently dealing with elementals that are appearing every couple of days and destroying the city or attacking the city. They have taken out water elementals so far, and they've taken out fire elementals, and they've dealt with earth elementals, which created themselves out of stone buildings that had been destroyed. So the Bridgewater Knights, the next game, which is on Sunday, will have they've been given the location because they do work for the city, and so the city is one of the characters that they work for. Their sponsor has directed them to a location where he believes they shall find out who's in control. So we'll see how that goes. This video ended up being a little bit longer than I was expecting because there was more information than I thought I was going to give. So that is the update on the Bridgewater Knights. I will give another update on my Cassiopeia group. I will give an update on them tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. That's if we game tonight. I have to post that out. We'll see. Last 2 weeks, nobody's shown up, and it's rough. For a long time, I had a game group that was there consistently. So that's all I got, guys. If you like the videos, please click on the like button. If you think someone else would like them, please click on the share button. Every like is an inspiration, every share is an advantage, and every subscription is an experience point. Help me reach 300 experience points so I can get the second level. And as always, the AMDM does hereby authorize you to have 10 experience points for every video that you share. And that's all I got for now, guys, so go roll some dice.